passed a historic bill allowing for mandatory reporting of suspected child abuse cases by persons involved in various professional areas of a child's development, including education specialists and healthcare professionals. We need to make sure that there is proper education on identifying and handling abuse situations. In order for this to happen, there must be seminars. Seminars that will bring awareness, education, and more participation for victims as well as the communities. This should be done in collaboration with the health and wellness centers throughout the island. Mental health. The study of mental health is very important within the island. As I vacation through the island every year, I encounter individuals that suffer from different forms of mental health disorders, whether it is depression, stress, bipolar disorders, etc. These individuals are often made mockery of and are not provided any help and support to maintain a close to normal lifestyle. Nationals usually consider these individuals to just simply be crazy. They are unaware of the ways to treat and react to such persons. This can lead to negative behaviors, including unnecessary acts of violence. Drug and alcohol abuse. This has been an ongoing concern brought up in our association on many occasions. Again, while vacationing, you come across drivers with beers in their right hand out the window while driving with their left hand. You see children passed out on the road drunk during carnival time. And even in some of the clubs, children as young as 13 years old are being allowed entry. This is a huge problem. There is not enough strict ways to monitor the alcohol and drug intake of adolescents. There should be heavily enforced laws on the age to drink and smoke. Youth and sports. With our research and knowledge on sports in Grenada, we came up with goals that are imperative to the development of sports. Such goals include development of a concise database for athletes, the use of our athletes for ads and commercials, the building of sports arenas and other sporting facilities, increasing awareness of the variety of sports in Grenada, and providing coaches with a proper and extensive training in order to produce more efficient athletes. This database will record their scores from all past games with a picture and bio of the athletes. This gives them great exposure, allows them to be easily found, and also serves as a motivational tool. Athletes will see where they fall when compared to other athletes in the island, and it should motivate them to keep pushing. Athletes endorsements. As another form of promotion, we should continue to promote our athletes on ads throughout the island. For example, take Karate James for example. Karate James partners with Lime. He will then serve as the face of Lime, and anywhere Lime for Grenada decides to go, they can take that ad, and it'll be like a win-win situation. By doing this, the athletes also serve as a role model for the youth, who will now look up to them and hopefully learn and understand the hard work that goes into being a role model figure while being an athlete. Improve athletic facilities and coaching. I know this is very pricey because I've been watching the youth forums that took place in the village of St. Patrick's, and I've heard the Prime Minister Tillman Thomas and Mr. Patrick Simmons speak on this numerous times. Nevertheless, improved sporting facilities are vital to the success of Grenada. We have so much potential on this island in terms of athletes, not necessarily professionally, but student athletes. And they need these resources to practice without the worries of inclement weather that will not permit them to carry out their training routines. Furthermore, we, the Grenadian American Young Women's Association, understand that many of the needs and ideas proposed require government approval and collaboration with the government and individuals who can provide resources to support these developments as well as funds. And we are willing to work and learn in order to better our homeland. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Reba Lewis, and I'll be speaking on culture and social responsibility. Culture is a prevalent part of our society and our entire being as a nation. Culture, heritage, and tradition differentiate us from any Caribbean island in our region, even in the most subtle ways. Our goals for youth and culture are to preserve our culture as a nation, physically and educationally, strengthen our identity as Grenadian nationals from a young age, establishing national pride, and sparking interest in the youth that will encourage more youth involvement in our society. We believe that this will be possible if we bridge the gap between the youth and the elder generation. Elders have to be more dedicated and find patience and time to enhance and embrace the youth, and vice versa. Both age groups are very distant, therefore traditional culture is not being passed down, especially to youth that are second generation. Youth, especially in the diaspora, do not want to attend Grenadian functions and events because they feel disconnected. They feel that these events are open only to the elders and that there's no place for them. Youth are idolizing and embracing the Western influence on culture as well. There are many Grenadian youth abroad that may want to come back home that are either first generation or second generation like myself. But once bringing up the idea that they would like to relocate to Grenada and probably bring their expertise or skills that they may learn probably after college or university, some elders try to discourage them or make them change their minds, saying that there's nothing that you can't get in Grenada that you cannot get in the United States, or the pay isn't as well, or you could do a lot better in the United States. I myself have to deal with that situation because I'm kind of in limbo right now. Just finished university, but I would like to take my PR skills and open a firm here. But some people say it's going to take a lot of time to establish that. But with time and a proper plan, I think it will happen soon. As youth in the diaspora, we believe that the solution, or multiple solutions, are teaching cultural traditions, instilling national pride, and teaching the importance of one's heritage from a very early age. This is how Karaku manages to stay afloat and keep their culture alive. Sparking youth involvement, making youth feel appreciated, and open them to the appropriate events that can also tie in as family events. We believe that Grenada needs a National Heroes Day. Most Caribbean islands in the region have National Hero Days, and as part of their yearly calendar and observed holidays. A day needs to be dedicated to recognizing and honoring heroes that have made sacrifices in the Grenadian community, here and abroad. We need to identify people who have paved the way for us and created the lifestyle that we live today. We definitely need to honor our national heroes because there are plenty to honor. It's time to choose a date and pay tribute to these Grenadians worldwide, both living and deceased. This will allow for the youth to better identify themselves as Grenadians and recognize the success stories from their own island, identifying icons and figures that they may possibly want to emulate in the future. Current figures in the Grenadian society should use their power to reach out to the youth more. Seeing them on TV, attending stage shows, and hearing them on the radio is just not enough. Also, the message they may send might not be directed strictly to the youth, but they need to personalize that message and speak to the youth as well on a different level outside of music and their specific talents. They need to be more of an influential voice and do motivational speaking and school tours. For example, Jamaican television station RETV and Trinidadian television station Synergy usually organizes school tours Artists come together, go on a bus tour, and visit different schools throughout their island and speak to the youth directly. They also perform for the children of all ages. Every ounce of outreach makes a difference. We're going to move on to social responsibilities. Our goals as far as social responsibilities are to implement programs, youth involvement, strengthen spirituality and religion, address the social issues that become social problems, environmental activism, representing your nation island properly, and return to your island to share your expertise, resources, and skills. Youth programs. There are a few positive youth programs already established throughout the island, but we need a lot more. Keeping the youth active, heavily involved, and provide positive pathways. We need to bring back the rangers, the guides, the scouts, the cadets, the rainbows, and the brownies. This will help preserve childhood, teach discipline, leadership, and motivate involvement in the community and volunteerism. I know these programs still exist, but we need to get more youth to be involved and want to be involved. I remember my mom telling me stories how children would have rivalries because they wanted to be part of a certain group, and they would continue to progress through different stages of those groups as they got older. But I see a lot of youth these days don't want to be established or associated with this group because they think they're too cool for it, or it's corny, their parents used to do it, I don't want to do it. But we should bring more influence or incentive for these children to get involved. We also need to create linkage programs between youth programs here in Grenada and youth programs in the Grenadian diaspora. This will provide pathways for youth to follow when they go away to school, for holiday, or to live. They will have positive influence and will not stray once they reach the United States, the UK, or Canada. They will also have positive peers to follow. Environmental responsibilities and initiatives. We have a beautiful island to maintain, and we have to take care of what we currently have.